Okay. I think I'm streaming. There we go. Let's see. Let's make sure I'm going. Okay. Next, let's advertise a little. Not too much. I don't know how long I'm going to go today. I'm actually a little exhausted. But I wanted to stream today because I am not streaming next week, probably. Good chance I will not be. It's either that or I'm going to have to make up a stream, which currently on this schedule is difficult. So, we shall see. Let's... Then... Just want to notify one other thing. Okay. All right. Awesome. Okay. Next thing. I added a thing. I'm just going to test it really quick and see if it works. Let me see here. I don't think anything is happening with it. Alright, I probably have to do something more. Let's disable that. Let's turn on some things. Oh, hey, welcome in, Gomori Cut. Hello, how are you doing? Welcome in. So let's see. First of all, I'll just do a quick intro. Hi, Crazy Asian, also known as Nam, and I am a sleight of hand card magician. So I like to perform sleight of hand card magic. So yeah, welcome in. The one thing that I think I've done differently between a few of the other Twitch magicians is that I've co-opted a StreamerSonglist to allow people to request magic tricks. So if you're interested in checking out the trick list, feel free. If you don't know what to request but you want to see some magic, you can just type in !random, which I'm actually going to do now just to get something in the queue. And yeah, so that's basically that. This is my first time watching any Twitch magician, but I'm a big fan of magic tricks in general. Oh, excellent. I'm glad you're here. So yeah, I have this view so people can see chat if they would like. If I want to give chat a big hug, I can do this. And then if I want to perform magic, it's easier to see magic in this view, and so we'll do that. And yeah, so, and I'm going to prep for this first trick, but let me know if you have any questions, if you're interested in seeing something. A large majority of what I do, basically all of it, is just card magic, so sorry if you were looking for other types of things, but hopefully it's entertaining. Alright, hey, welcome in, Gibson Lens. Welcome, welcome. How's everybody doing tonight? Happy National Daughters Day. So this is very fitting because I have a daughter. This time last year, I probably didn't realize I had, it was Daughter's Day, but I had probably a 2.5-month-old daughter last year. So now she's a year and a couple months. So no rubber band tricks. Yes, I do not have any rubber band tricks, Gamori Cut. My apologies. I'm sorry. Yeah, if you peruse the trick list, there is pretty much just card tricks. One thing that isn't even magic, and then I guess one trick that you can argue is a coin trick, but I use cards as well, so yeah. I've had a daughter for 16 years, and I've never heard of Daughter Day. Well, me neither, up until... So there's this site that I check. There's this national... It's also National Comic Book Day? Is it? Let's see. Normally, comic book day around here is in May, so I don't know if it's different on the West Coast. Oh, it is National Comic Book Day. Wow, you're right. Okay. Yeah, there's a lot of days. I just use this site called National Day Calendar, and I'm sure some of it is just like purely marketing ploys, but it's apparently also like Math Storytelling Day, National Lobster Day, National One Hit Wonder Day, National, and I did read this prior to National Open the Magic Day, which I thought, oh, maybe could have been appropriate for this, but it's really, and honestly, there's nothing bad about this because my wife is also a librarian, and it's basically Open the Magic Day celebrating reading books aloud. So, no effing way. Yeah, there we go. C1NRB. I have two daughters, and this is the first I've heard of this. Yeah, so it's, as I said, I'm sure it's probably a marketing ploy, but I guess if anybody wants to check out National Daughters Day, this is where I found out it was. There we go. Anyway, searching for. Oh, wait, I don't need to search for anything for this first trick. Not ripping Magic the Gathering card packs. Um, No, but I have a redeem in which if I can do a magic trick with magic cards, I will. And I was thinking about actually making, so I have unopened Magic the Gathering product. So I was thinking about making like a higher level tier redeem to be like open a pack and then perform magic with the cards that I crack out of the pack. So, um, all right, let's see. Which set? I have a lot of unopened products, so we could choose from a handful of sets, mostly from the last couple of years. All right. So let's see. First things first, let's go ahead and swap to this screen. And perfect pair, we're going to need to make a prediction. So I'm going to go ahead and make the prediction openly. And let's see. Maybe we want this one. No, maybe it's this one. Okay. I guess we can make the prediction here. Okay. All right. Next. Hey, welcome in, Jesse Nicole. Hello. All right. So I've made a prediction, and now we're going to need someone to select one of the other cards. And if anybody would like to tell me what number from 1 to, I think the jokers are still in here, 53, that will be the card that we will attempt to compare to the prediction. So if you want 1, we'll grab this one. If you want 53 now, because I took 1 out, it'll be this one, and then some other cards in between. So feel free to pick a number. All right, C1NRB is on it, so 25. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. Okay, so that is the selection. So my question is, what are the odds that this selection, the 25th card from the top, matches that of my prediction? Super interesting, this thought process, because if I show you, look, take a look. If I show you my prediction was a 5 of clubs. So in order for this to be a matching perfect pair, a lot of the times a perfect pair in a deck of cards is a card that has the same number, has the same color, but is the other suit. So in other words, it should be the 5 of spades. Now here's the card that was selected by C1NRB. And if I show you the other cards in the deck right now, you can kind of see all the other cards. If you try and quickly look, I don't see another black 5. So if I go ahead and flip this over, That'd be a very strange coincidence, wouldn't it? So, 5 of spades. What are the odds? All right, excellent. Let's see. What I miss in chat? Um, let's see. I tell math stories all the time too. I didn't know that there was a day for it. Oh well, here we go. Day of the day. Let's see. Hello, Jesse Nicole, 25. Hi, Gibson Lens. Thank you for the claps, Chaotic Rage, and Jesse Nicole, and Gibson Lens, and Gamori Cut. Gamori Cut says could have foiled it by picking 53. I'll let you know that the sleight of hand is strong with this one. If you'd chosen 53, I think I still could have pulled it off. But you'll never know if it would look more or less fishy than this particular performance. Until next time. All right. Looks like we have some people in chat. So, for those of you who just came in, welcome in. Hi, my name is Nam, and if you didn't know, I'm also known as Crazy Asian with 3 N's on Twitch, and I like to perform sleight of hand card magic. So I've co-opted a streamer song list to allow people to request tricks. If you want to see something you don't know what to request, you can also type in !random, and it will randomly put a trick into the queue. But if you want to select something, you can !TL for the trick list. I believe !SL will also work because my mod Gibson Lens has repaired the command so that I was thinking I didn't have it before I switched it over, but I just thought because everybody uses StreamerSonglist, it's way more accessible if we just also leave the commands that people are used to. So thank you for that. And also, let's get a shout out for my mod Gibson Lens. He plays piano and he has a lot of originals. He plays VGM. He plays like a bunch of unknown rock songs. I'm not familiar with all of them, so, but I have fun over there. So, anyway, thank you, Gibson Lens. Let's see. So, anyway, if anybody would like to see some magic, let me know or request something or request random. Otherwise, I'm just gonna currently blabber about some recent magicings that I've had. So, this past week, I have attended an official magic meeting where I live. So for anybody who doesn't know, there is a National Society of Magicians in the United States called the Society of American Magicians, also short SAM for short, SAM. And so they have chapters all throughout the United States. And normally the chapter that I'm near meets once a month. But they haven't really for like the last 2 years because of a pandemic. And so there were some Zoom meetings, there was like attempted meetings, and then see, random after the story, no rush. All tricks are currently queued. What? Hold on, we gotta look at that. That doesn't seem right. Queued. It does not look like anything is in the queue. Why is random not working? That's bizarre. Huh, lol, tech fail, probably me. No, you did. Oh, wait, is it because you added something after? Hold on, I want to get to the bottom of this before I proceed. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, okay, yeah, okay, so !random only works if you don't put junk after it. No offense, I'm not saying that, that anything after the story, no rush, but anyway, thank you. Thank you for everybody queuing up some tricks there. So yeah, I finally went to a magic meeting after like 2 years because the physical one, the in real life ones, I couldn't go to last year because I had a baby. So I was like, oh, I'm not gonna go out. But anyway, at this point, the entire family has contracted COVID, so we're not really afraid of anything at this point. Everything's starting to relax, and honestly, I probably have like the least problems related to worrying about disease transmission in the club because I don't want to say anything bad about people in the club, but I think the average age of people in the club is a lot older than me. So there's some people in the club that have probably been in Magic in like for 50 years. So I was like, oh man, but I had a good time and I got to show off a trick that I was working on. I did show it off last stream, so I was like, oh, that was sweet. But that's called Invisible Hands if anybody wants to see that. But I themed it as something different. And then, yeah, so it was nice. I got to network again with a few people. I got to talk, and I think people look to me and they're like, hey, he is not a total new person. So it was great. Anyway, all right. Let's see. So first things first, Jazz Aces. Oh man, okay. And we've got Gamori Cut requesting Jazz Aces. So I'll pull out the aces for this, and then I'll pull out some other cards. And I have to use some cards that are not like the usual cards that I use for this sometimes because I want to prevent wear on the same cards. So if I end up using the same cards all of the time, then I'll just have really worn like half of the deck or like a third of the deck. Okay. Oh, it treats after the story no rush as an artist. Oh, okay. So I guess if you do so if you do exclamation point random and then like a magician that created some tricks on my list, then at least we can have something there. So that'll work. But there's no artist with that name, obviously. Got it. Jason Nicole says, "Ah, lol. I see. I always thought that, but I keep seeing people write things after, so I thought something changed." Yeah, it's kind of weird to understand or know like what some of the bots do. So, hey, welcome in. Checking the gaff meter. Lol, yes, never heard of that artist. You can use random artist. Let's see. Jason Nicole asks, "Nice. Where are you located?" I am located in Western New York. So if you ever heard of Rochester, in the greater Rochester area. So if anybody didn't know, there's a lot of SAM chapters, Society of American Magicians, and it's kind of decent scene here, and so our chapter is called SAM 47. So, okay. All right, let's perform Jazz Aces as requested by Gamori Cut. So we have 4 10s, and these 10s just basically need to contrast with these aces because they just need to not look like them. Hopefully it's very clear. Usually I use face cards, but I'm like, well, I don't use the 10s enough, so here we are. C1NRB says, that brings up an interesting point. How many decks do you go through and or how long does a deck last? Answer between tricks. All right, yeah, I'll get to that after this. Lol, I'm in Boston area, so I've I've heard of New York. Yeah, a lot of people think that when you say you're a New Yorker, you actually like are just from the city. And so, when I've done that, I'm like, oh, I don't want to be known as I'm from the city. So I just say, now I'm from Western New York. So it's very clear. But anyway, so let's go ahead and put these aces out. And the ace of spades is the one that is going to be the one that's going to attract all of these other aces to this ace. So what we're going to do is just go ahead and place some random card here, some random 10. And what we're going to do is place this ace here. And all we need to do is just pull that ace out and then place it here. And that made all the difference because we have just our 4 10s, and now that ace has hopped here. I know, super weird, right? Super strange. Okay, so let's place another 10 down here. And we'll wait until the emote's clear. Hello, welcome in, and thank you for the follow. The Real Toast Man. Oh, also welcome in Kishloba. I'm from Western New York. Hello. Excellent. Western New York represent. Okay, so let's see. Where were we? Oh yeah. So all the tens are over here, and I'm gonna go ahead and place this ace here into this packet, like so. And all we have to do is just grab the ace and drop it here. I'll snap for effect, because that's what a lot of magicians do. And believe it or not, that ace no longer is here, because that ace has hopped down here. There's our second ace hopping from the top to the ace of spades. I know, interesting, right? And now what we have here is, I'm just going to take a quick glance. I don't want to mess this up. Okay, great. So we have our final card. I'll just place down there. And we're going to take the last ace and place it into the packet. And I'm going to go ahead and once again grab the ace from this packet and drop it in here. Snap. And believe it or not, the ace has hopped from here down to here, because that is how we do jazz aces. And this is how we do jazz hands. There you go. You guys got some free jazz hands there. All right, cool. Welcome in for anybody who just came in. Let's see. Thank you for the claps. Checking the gaff meter. Gamori Cut. Jesse Nicole. Chaotic Rage. Gibson Lens. Redeemed Magic the Gathering cards. Oh, man. Chaotic Rage. If you had a trick in mind, or you don't currently have one in the queue, right? If you just want to request something, any of the tricks that have the tag impromptu, I think will probably work. So feel free. The Real Toastman asks, how long have you been practicing? I've been practicing sleight of hand magic since 2019, so about 3 years. I wouldn't say too long, but long enough. Okay, let's go back. I did want to get to C1NRB's question. So, how many decks do you go through, or how long does a deck last? So, I think I go through decks slower than other magicians, but it's not so much like an amount of time as how much you use it. So at any given time, I'm probably fiddling with like four to five decks at a time, and it's basically when I've used the deck long enough, which I think at the rate that I've been playing or using and practicing and performing, they'll last somewhere between 4 to 6 months. And that's spread across those, 4 decks or something. But you'll be able to notice so as a magician, I can tell when cards are starting to get a little gritty, even if like I haven't taken them outside in the real world, had other people touch them, or like if they drop on the ground or something. But like I need the cards to glide across each other a certain amount for certain tricks. And when that becomes really difficult to do, at that point, that deck is almost not usable for a large majority of the tricks that I do now. So at that point, I'll think about opening a new one. So what I do for a lot of my sorry, for what I do for a lot of my decks is on the box, I put a little index, half an index card, and I say how many cards are in it. If it's 52, that means there's no jokers. If it's 54, then I have the whole shebang. And then when I opened it last, so I know that this one was opened in June. But this one, because this one's now a special deck, because I use this one as like my Twitch deck, because if anybody subscribes, I'll let them sign a card, and so there's nothing special about this. I'm just like, this is now my Twitch deck, so I just use this for my Twitch deck. Let's see. All right. Chaotic Rage says I can pick one. Okay, so let me just remember. I will toss one into the queue for my choice. That way, I'll remember. All right. Cool. Awesome. All right. Excellent. Let's see. Next trick. Oh, wait. We have performed this one. Anyway, thank you for the request, Gomori Cut. Hopefully you enjoyed that. Okay, next we have Chicago Opener. And let me see here. What do I need to do for this trick? Oh, I just realized the logistics of having a signed card is a lot more difficult for some tricks. So we are going to have to get creative. All right. So this is the Chicago Opener. It's unfortunate that I didn't open with it, but that is okay. All right. So I've been struggling a little bit with trying to get an extension to work. So I've done a couple of tests trying to get heat, which if anybody has ever seen InfoXR's stream, he is also another magician that streams on Twitch pretty consistently. I would say I'm actually pretty inconsistent, but let me do my usual shout out for Jack there. He uses heat, and it allows the viewers to click on the screen, and it marks something on the screen to indicate what card was selected. So I am trying to get that to work. Haven't gotten that to work quite yet, but one day I hope to. So anyway, let's go ahead and have a card selected. So once again, oh, actually, I think I need to remove the jokers here. Hold on. Let me find a joker. Let me find another joker. This would seem maybe way less impressive if it was not. See, hey, welcome in, Books, Brews, and Booze. Oops, I thought your shirt said "got pants" for a second. Well, I mean, Freudian slip, if that's what you were concerned about. But it actually says "got points." I thought it would be kind of appropriate if we were referring to maybe channel points or something. Anyway, for the record, I am wearing, so it's gotten a lot colder here in Western New York recently, and so I am wearing pants. I'm wearing very warm, fuzzy pajama pants, if anybody cares. I have a friend who has a shirt that says pants on it. Oh, okay. All right. Maybe one day I'll have to invest in a blue one, and then maybe I can like, hey, got points? Oh, you thought I said pants? It's not card magic, so I don't know how I do that. But anyway, I need a card selected, and so maybe from the middle. But if anybody wanted to troll me, you could choose like a very early number or late number. All right. Gamori Cut says 8. All right, we'll do 8. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, Gamori Cut, you have selected this card. All right. For all of chat, we're going to go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and turn my head away, and then I will go ahead and look. I said 8 before you asked for the middle number. That's okay. No worries. It's good enough, so it's fine. And to be fair, in a realistic situation, anybody could pick any card. So this will be slightly good practice. I may just have to, work harder to perform the trick, but that's okay. That's right. I'm here to work. I'm here to practice the hard tricks. All right, I'm going to look away. I'm going to turn this card so that everybody can see it. And I'll give you a couple seconds. And hopefully, at least one person in chat should hopefully have it. I'm going to turn it back down. And all right, I'm going to turn my head back. All right, cool. Let's just have somebody in chat confirm that we have it. Got it? Okay, excellent. Thank you kindly. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and stuff the card just into the middle of the deck, like so. All right. So something that you may or may not know. Sometimes magicians will do sneaky things, like they'll stick their hand exactly where the card is, and like hold it there, and that's how they know where it is. Hey, welcome in, Xavier CL777. But for this trick, I want you guys to know I'm not holding any breaks, so there's no cheating right there. But all we're gonna do is I'm gonna use my hand to cast a shadow over the deck. And when I do that, the shadow is actually doing some dirty work right now. Magicians do sneaky things. Unfollow. Books, brews, and booze. Come on. Come on. I thought we were buddies. Come on. And what we're going to do is show you that something strange has hopefully happened. That shadow is pretty sneaky. There's a card that has turned what appears to be a different color than the rest of the deck. Is that weird? That's super weird, right? That's not supposed to happen. Lol, BBB, right? No refunds. Yeah, no refunds, books. In order to get your refund, I should make you go through a very lengthy customer service ordeal. All right, so anyway, but what was the card that was selected? You can tell me now, because I'm just going to flip this over in a second. Because I'm pretty sure your card happens to be the 6 of Hearts. Checking the gaff meter. Thank you kindly. Xavier, 6 of Hearts. Jason Nicole, 6 of Hearts. Man, resounding 6 of Hearts. For the amount of times I threaten to unfollow people. Lol. Now, here's the thing. Some people believe that, we can't really do that trick a second time. And what I'm going to let you know is that we can do it a second time. Now, first we're going to need another card selected. And if anybody, we'll do a much narrower section this time. Let's just say here. So if somebody can just pick a number in chat, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we'll just choose from one of these. And let me know. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We got 2. Checking the gaff meter says 2. All right, cool. If you had gone one more, it would have been a different card. Okay, so here we are. We have, and you know what? I know how this trick works, so it doesn't matter if I see this. But the new card is actually going to be this. Okay, remember 4 of diamonds, chat. Remember 4 of diamonds. I'm going to go ahead and close this up into the deck once again. And what we'll do is, once again, I'm going to use my hand to cast a shadow over the deck. And that shadow is going to be doing some interesting dirty work right here. And believe it or not, all of the dirty work should be done. So let me go ahead and spread and show you that we can do this trick a second time. Hold on. I don't think I saw anything. This is weird. Wait. Let me spread again. Let me snap for effect. I don't see another red backed card. The only red backed card that I see is this one. Oh, I know what happened. So I think when I put my hand over the deck, the shadow didn't just touch the deck. It probably just also touched the red card. So if we turn this over, I think this should also be the 4 of diamonds. And that is my handling performance of the Chicago Opener, also known as Red Hot Mama. Oh man, let me read some of these comments. All those were blue. I looked really hard. Yeah, me too. Yeah, but that's... Hey, nice! Don't you do it! Shut up! OMG! Hey, Beezits, welcome in! And C1NRB says, Gah! Thank you for the claps. Gomori Cut, Chaotic Rage, Jesse Nicole. Thank you kindly. All right. Pokes Brews and Boo says, "Yo!" Thank you for the claps, checking the gaff meter, and Beezits for the emotes. Oh, let's see. Oh, if we can we get a shout out for Books, Brews, and Booze? So Books, Brews, and Booze reads books and talks about brews and booze. Also has an interest in tarot cards. Let's see. Yeah, thank you for shouting out Brooks, Booze, and Booze. Gibson Lens. First time chat. Welcome in A-Tai Piano. Hello. How do you do? So I don't know if you've ever seen me A-Tai Piano, but hi, my name is Nam, also known as Crazy Asian with 3 N's, and I like to perform sleight of hand card magic. So we're in the middle of what I would call an interactive magic show. So yeah, thanks for shouting out A-Tai Piano as well. So if anybody enjoys listening to piano, A-Tai plays piano music. We'll also do sight reads. Also does Teaching Tuesdays. So if you're interested in learning piano, so yeah, give A-Tai Piano a follow. But anyway, A-Tai, if you are interested in seeing a magic trick, I have co-opted a StreamerSonglist to allow people to request tricks. And if you want to request something but you don't know what to request, you can also type in !random. So yeah. Anyway, let me prep for the 3 Travelers, because that is the next trick as requested by Jesse Nicole. And let's see what we've got. And then after that, I've got to figure out a trick to do with with Magic the Gathering cards, actually. So that's going to be next, because we had a redeem. All right. So we have 3 Travelers. These 3 Travelers are going to be represented by these 3 cards: the Ace of Hearts, the 2 of Hearts, and the 3 of Hearts. Now each one of these cards will have a different property when we send them through their travel destination. So let's go ahead and we're going to leave the 3 here. We're going to go ahead and leave the 2 here. And we're going to go ahead and place the ace here. Now what you may or may not know is that this deck is now an elevator. And so look, if I go ahead and take the ace and place it on the bottom, all I have to do is, if you approach the back of the deck, it looks like these are 2 elevator buttons, right? So if the ace came by and was like, hey, I'm going to go ahead and hit the up elevator button, believe it or not, the ace has actually traveled up to the top of the deck. I know, super weird, right? That is 1 Traveler. Now if we grab the 2, and we place it on top, and now the 2 finds the elevator. If they press the down button, and we just give it a second, it's kind of a slow elevator. It's not like perfect. Sometimes it takes up to 20 minutes. I'm just kidding. The elevator's done. So if I show you the bottom card, it's actually the 2 of Hearts. And now we're going to do something interesting, because look, if I break this up into 2 sections, and this is now a traveler, the 3 of Hearts is now a traveler in the future, right? And they approach this quote-unquote elevator, but it's secretly a portal. And I guess the interface here would be, if you go ahead and press both buttons at the same time, the 3 will travel from here to the other connected side. And believe it or not, this is where the 3 appears. And that, my friends, is 3 Travelers. Let's see here. Xavier says Shadow Realm. BBB says, still here, but also reading a book I need to review online lurks. Okay, yep. Thank you for the look. Jesse Nicole says, what? Good morning, Cut. Thank you for the claps. BBB, thank you for the lol. Xavier says, we don't mind waiting 20 minutes as long as it works. Well, I'll keep that in mind for next time. Thank you for the claps. Jesse Nicole, Gibson Lens, the real Toast Man. Kapow. So I've had a couple of ideas, and I want to like. The problem is, I know sometimes people will come in to stream late or leave stream early, but like, ideally, if I could have like the start of a trick earlier in the stream, and then I do some setup, and then I wait until the end of the stream, and then the payoff, that would be huge. And I've done that for like half an hour magic shows before, but I'm not sure how well it would be taken unless people end up like watching the entire VOD over. So. All right. Let's see. Oh yeah, good idea. Thanks checking the gaff meter. Welcome in, Monzon official. Hello. How's it going? Welcome in. Good seeing you back. Enjoy the lurk, Xavier. Let's see. Chasing Nicole. That would be cool. But my Wi-Fi, I get booted and I am in and out a lot. Yeah. Yeah, I do understand that, like, because I mostly frequent a lot of music streamers, and I think a lot of the times, especially, like, those aren't necessarily interactive. Like, I'm sometimes lurking during my workday to listen to the music that they're making, because, you know, sometimes listening to live music is just way cool during my workday, but I can't really interact because I'm like, well, I have to kind of be in this work meeting, or I have to, like, focus on this work thing. But I know that it's much more difficult for a stream like this, where it's like you kind of have to actively watch, otherwise you kind of miss out on the magic a little bit. So I do understand. So I do get that. If you're coming to my stream, I do appreciate it. So thank you for anybody who's basically here, follows me, subscribes, because it's also a time commitment, right? Because it's like you're coming to enjoy the magic, and it's not like something that is as easy to consume passively. So I thank everybody here, so thank you. All right, next we have, okay, so we have the Magician choice, and I have to do this with Magic the Gathering cards. So first, let me see what I can do, and I will see if this will work, because we had a redeem. So let's see. What would work well? The one that I normally do, I'm not going to do again because I've done a lot. It's called Oil and Water. So I think at this point that would be a little boring. Oh, okay, wait, I've got one. I do need some more cards, though. I have a nifty box of magic cards, mostly lands, over here. So we're going to go ahead and pull a few more out. I can almost assure you that'll be very difficult to find anybody else on Twitch that can do this trick with Magic the Gathering cards. Alright, so for those of you who don't know what Magic the Gathering is, it is a card game that is played competitively and casually at various different levels, both online and in person with real physical cards. I happen to have a lot of real physical cards, so that is what we are going to use these for. Now, all you're going to need to know for this trick at the moment is that I have a bunch. Oh, speaking of getting booted, now I have to sit through ads again. Oh, lol. Thanks for not having 5-minute ad breaks. Oh yeah, so because I don't have a normal schedule, I don't know when the ads go, and I don't normally. I use I'm looking at OBS, so I don't know when ads go, but I can chill and wait for people to come back from the ads. Let me know when ads done. But just to explain to everybody else, what we have here is a lot of cards here. These are all islands. They're all basic islands. And what we have here are mountains. So that's all you're going to need to know for this trick. Oh, ads usually pop up when you enter. Oh, yeah. Okay, gotcha. That's right, I forget. Okay, so we have a mountain, a mountain, a mountain, and a mountain. And what I would like to do with this trick is that we are going to be trying to do some teleportation. And I know it's a little cool because we just saw the 3 travelers and the end of that trick was teleportation as well. So, okay, we've got the 4 mountains here. And what I would like to do is start over. Nobody saw anything. That is a little bit of a buzzkill, but what I'm going to do is take a mulligan. This is very appropriate if anybody knows what mulligans are in Magic the Gathering. Okay, alright. Okay, I've now got to make this more convincing. Hallowthorn says, "Hey, Crazy Asian! Hey, welcome in, Hallowthorn." If anybody didn't know, Hallowthorn is one of the other 2 magicians that I know that consistently performs magic on Twitch. So, Singaporean magician, and he does a lot of great stuff. So, let's go ahead and I'm gonna do !Ben, and then hopefully everybody has forgotten about my transgression as I start this trick over. And then also try and come up with a way to make this more awesome. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Actually, doing this in with Magic the Gathering cards has messed me up a little bit. So, all right, here we go. We're starting over. Okay. All right. So what we have here is a deck of islands and 4 mountains. So what we're going to be doing is trying to make these mountains teleport. Okay, and hopefully that'll be nice and visual. So 1, 2, 3, 4 mountains. Okay. Now, this is where I messed up before, so let's not mess this up this time. What I'm going to do is show you we've got 4 cards. And let's see. Oh wait, I've been quiet the past 2 weeks mainly because I was called back to the army on short notice. Oh my God, Ben, are you okay? What's the matter? I mean, are you? All right, we'll talk about it after this trick, but hopefully everything is all right. And that's very, very lame. If you didn't want to be in the army, especially with short notice, like anything with short notice is not great. Okay. So look, I'm holding 1 card over here and 3 cards over here. But if I just go ahead and shake my hands, I'm going to do that more on camera. All we did was teleport 1 from this hand to this hand. So now we have a card travel from one side to the other. Now, what I'm going to need to do is do that again, because normally magicians will not do the same trick twice. But we're going to go ahead and do that. So look, 2 cards and 2 cards. But look, all I have to do is shake my hands. And actually, that teleports 1 card from here to here. So now we have 3 cards over here. I know, super strange, right? But now what we're going to do is, with these 4 mountains, all we're going to do is do something interesting. And if I go ahead and I just show you that sometimes in Magic, you don't get the lands that you need. Let's say we got a mountain, but really what we needed was indeed 4 swamps instead. You can have 4 swamps. And that is my performance of a trick called Invisible Hands, but with Magic the Gathering cards. I should have said invisible hands with Magic the Gathering lands, because that rhymes. All right. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that. And thank you for the redeem. It's now lost on me who has redeemed that. My apologies, but okay. Hey, yes, it's been a long time. Yeah, it's okay thing over here. Haha, I'm getting used to it, but it's a thing I'll have to do till I hit 40. Oh, yeah. That's a bummer. Okay, thank you for the claps. Jesse Nicole and Gibson Lens. Thank you kindly. Let's see. Just for my own personal statistics, I'm going to throw hands in the queue and mark it. Okay. Let's see. Hal Thorne says, we have mandatory national service for 2 years. Then after that, it's a yearly affair. Oh, okay. Yeah, I know in some countries there's probably mandatory service, just probably because the population, there aren't enough people to just always be around. So I guess that makes sense. I'm sorry it was under such short notice. All right, letting people know the queue is empty, so if anybody would like to request something, feel free. So yeah, Invisible Hands was a pretty new addition to my trick list here on Twitch. Funny story about that one. I was looking for something to do for my YouTube channel, because if anybody didn't know, I also am making YouTube content as well. I actually started making YouTube content before I started doing Twitch. If anybody wants to check that out. But I did this very aggressive project earlier this year, between January and April. For 100 days, I performed, recorded, and uploaded a magic trick in 100 days. So 100 tricks in 100 days. And I could not sustain that because I tried to do like new tricks, or at least slightly different tricks. But if anybody is interested, feel free to check those out. But since I stopped that project, I'm doing one trick a week, which is way more manageable. But I was looking through my old magic tricks in my magic spreadsheet, and I was like, I need something to do, maybe something kind of like easy. And I totally forgot about this trick because I like doing another trick that's similar to it called the invisible palm. So it's basically a tabled version of what you just saw with the cards teleporting over from one pile to another. But I was like, oh, I need to do this. And I was actually probably upset at myself because I'm like, oh, I should have added this to my list a long time ago, because it looks so visually good when done correctly. Let's see. Hawthorne says, yeah, it's usually it's planned, but it was something that needed quite a bit of people. So yeah, hopefully I'm good for tomorrow's stream. Yeah, hopefully you can kind of continue doing what you need to do. Anybody who enjoys Magic and is not following Hawthorne, please give Hawthorne a follow. He's definitely been in Magic longer than me. I've only been in Magic for a few years and never done anything really professionally. Hawthorne's been doing Magic professionally. Like, he would apparently sometimes hang out doing either a stream or like hanging out in Discord with us, and then go and do 7 gigs in a day. And I was like, holy crap! Like, so definitely give Hawthorne a follow. All right, let's see if nobody wants to request anything. A couple of things that I wanted to do was see some of the tricks that I haven't done in a while. And part of the reason why I wanted to also stream was that it would keep me up to date and practiced on a bunch of tricks. So I'm going to be requesting of myself to do a trick. This is a 2 months ago trick that I haven't done. So Lord knows I probably need practice with it. Let's see. All right, C1NRB, what got you started? Interesting question. I myself have been trying to have various hobbies through the years, and I found that I used to have hobbies that would cover things like some of my senses. So like sight, hearing. So like I like to listen to music, listen to podcasts. I can visually see like a lot of my video games, so those are covered. And then like I had hobbies using smell and tasting. So I'm an experimental cook. I like to taste alcohol, even though I can't have a lot of it nowadays because of a medical condition called gout, if you've heard of it. So, but I would like to think I'm decent at wine tasting. I can tell you some things about some wines. So, but yeah, so I'm into wine tasting. I was into beer tasting when you have a lot more of it. But I lacked a tactile hobby, and so the last couple of hobbies I've been trying to have would basically exercise my sense of touch. So the last few have been, and one of which is a Rubik's Cube. So I taught myself how to solve one. I now know how to solve one. It's actually the one thing that's in my trick list that is not actually magic. So if anybody wants to see that, feel free to request that. Then after that, I got into lock picking, which I think I talked a little bit about, not maybe last stream, but the stream before. Hey, welcome in, Nico M. Just saying hi. I'm a fellow magician from Belgium. Oh, hey, welcome in, Nico M. Feel free to let me know what kind of magic that you like to do, how long you've been practicing, because when I encounter somebody new that's doing magic, especially on Twitch, I'm interested in those kinds of things. So, yeah, feel free to let me know in the chat. So lockpicking is an interesting one. I really got into that for like a year and a half. I became decent enough. I opened a couple of locks in the wild. There's a couple of legalities around that. But if you open a lock where you have explicit permission to pick and you are not paid for it because you're not an officially licensed locksmith and you're in a state in which like lockpicking tools are not illegal, then it is perfectly fine. Especially in the state that I live, because I at least knew about the laws of the state that I live. But lockpicking laws in other states in the United States are very wildly varying. So, yeah. Hellthorn asks, "No cube magic?" No, I don't do any cube magic. So I'm sorry. So then after that, I was like, "Oh, what do I do next?" And at this time, it was like some popular magicians were popping up on America's Got Talent, and the show Penn and Teller Fool Us got popular. So I'm like, oh, let me see, because I used to love magic and I kind of forgot that it existed for like years. And then I was like, huh, this is really cool. And I'm like, I can do that. How does this person do this trick? Whoa, whoa, whoa. And then I slowly proceeded to learn a lot of sleights for cards because I was most comfortable with cards. And then I started learning routines, and now I have a spreadsheet of all the tricks that I know how to do and sleights that I can do. And now I'm like learning new tricks by reverse engineering tricks, and so that's kind of like it's my new hobby. So not just performing the magic, but like reverse engineering tricks like is super fun for me. Card tricks. Nico M says, I felt the excitement of meeting a new magician. Lol, my specialty is parlor card magic. Oh, excellent. That's funny because I have a parlor-sized deck. Where the heck is it? Right here. So if anybody wants to redeem supersized me, I will perform a trick with the parlor size deck. If anybody doesn't know, it is slightly bigger than regular cards. So, all right, let's see. But yeah, I've been doing it for about 15 years now. Wow, you are probably better than me because I've only been in Magic for 3 years. So, but yeah. See how Thorn says, haha, drop me a message on Discord. I'll hook you up with something and you'll probably have more idea presentation wise. Yeah, sure. I will totally do that. But yeah, I don't think I'm going to be getting into cube magic. But yeah, any tricks, any card tricks, or like card plots, or like interesting handlings or anything, I'm totally into. So you let me know. C1NRB says, "Cool, thanks for sharing." And then Jesse Nicole has requested Supersize Me. So, and there's conveniently a trick in the queue. So I believe I can do this one with the gigantic cards. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and get prepped for the 3-card Monty. Now, for anybody who is familiar with card magic, it is going to be a little bit tough to do some sleights here. So actually, let me decide how I want to do this. All right, and we'll make this that. Okay, cool. Excellent. All right, jumbo deck. Jumbo deck color Monty. All right, here we go. So first things first, we have 3 cards because color Monty is a 3-card Monty routine. And once again, just for comparison, here's the size of a card, regular card, and then the size of these. Now, anybody who performs Magic, doing some sleights with cards that are just differently sized than you're used to can be difficult. So I'm going to try my best. If I mess up, I'm sorry. If I succeed, you're welcome. In either case. Okay, so we've got 3 cards here. So we've got a Joker. We've got a second Joker. And then the money card that you're going to need to keep your eyes on, in this case, the Ace of Spades. So we're going to need everybody to keep their eye on the Ace of Spades. Now, if I go ahead and I take the Ace of Spades and place it on the bottom, where would you say the Ace of Spades is? I think a lot of people would probably say on the bottom, but I can confidently say that it's not on the bottom. So if we were betting $1 a pop, you would owe me $1. So now a lot of people would be like, well, oh, it's probably still on the top. Well, if that's the case, that would be also wrong. You owe me $2, because that's also a Joker. Well, if it's not on the top and the bottom, it's got to be in the middle. Well, if we're doing $1 a pop, you would now owe me $3. I know, super strange, right? Super weird. However, if we go ahead and show you at this point that somebody could accuse me that I'm using all 3 Jokers. Well, no, because a deck would only have 2 Jokers normally. And I can show you that the money card is still in this pile, because look, there's the money card on the bottom. And if somebody now says, oh, well, look, the money card is on the bottom, so therefore a Joker is on top. Well, no, the top card is actually an Ace of Spades as well. And it's like, whoa, there's no way. So there must be a Joker in the middle. And I would be like, no. There's actually the Ace of Spades in the middle as well, which would mean that we're now up to, if we're doing the math right, up to $6 if we're doing $1 a pop. And now, some people might accuse me of using more than 3 cards. And at this point, I would be like, 1, 2, 3. You owe me $7. I know, super weird, right? But at the end of the day, let's just do a double or nothing. So, actually, yeah, let's do this. So, I'm gonna go ahead and show chat, and chat. Oh, this would be a great time for a poll. So let me go ahead and do a poll. So, would you get your money back, chat? I'm gonna go ahead and reveal this is a Joker, and this is an Ace of Spades, and we're gonna leave this to be a mystery card for the moment. While I set up, we'll do a 1-minute poll. If you can guess what this card is, then you would have won double or nothing your money back. And if you cannot, then you don't. So let me see. I also wanted to try doing more polls and things because I think it's more fun and helps get people involved. Manage a poll. Okay, new poll. Here we go. What is the remaining card? Is it another joker? Is it another ace of spades? And then we'll have a neutral one if anybody cares. All right. Okay, 1 minute poll, I believe, has started. What is the remaining card? So if anybody in chat wants to try and guess to see if you would have won your money back, feel free, and we'll see what people said after the poll is done. In the interim, I'm going to take a swig of tea, and everything's going to remain on screen. I'm not going to change views or anything. But yeah, this is a great time for an interactive poll. Let's see, how are people voting? All right, we got a few for, we got a couple for a joker. We got another ace of spades. We got a bunch. Hell if I know. If you can tell, that's what I added. It's a shame that we can't have people like write in. All right, the poll I believe is done, and we have one guess for another ace of spades. We have 2 guesses for a joker, and those would be the most intuitive answers. And then hell if I know, because people have known magicians and me, and so here we are now with the last card. Would you have won your money back? Anybody who said a joker, you would not. You would have lost all your money. Anybody who guessed another ace of spades, you would have also lost your money. Those people who, hell if I know, would have guessed something 1 out of 50, so maybe there's a 2% chance maybe you would have gotten your money back, because in this case it happens to be 7 of hearts. And that, my good friends, is why you don't play 3-card Monty with anybody on the street. And that was Color Monty with jumbo parlor-sized cards. All right. Thank you for the claps. Gibson Lens, Jesse Nicole. Jesse Nicole says, weird. What? Yeah, it's kind of bizarre, right? When you're looking, it's like, oh yeah, there's 2 jokers and an ace. Wait, there's 3 jokers and no ace. Wait, there's 3 aces and no jokers. What am I supposed to believe? It's always confusing. Yeah. Oh yeah, Nico M. Let us know if you stream. Oh no. Okay, you do not stream. All right. Yeah, streaming magic. It takes a lot of I would say guts, because I was a little bit afraid to start, but because I'd done so much YouTube content, I felt comfortable, and then I'd made a bunch of friends on Twitch as well. So I think it'd be a lot harder for anybody to just start doing it. But I felt lucky enough that because I had a good support group of people that I knew who would come who were like legitimately interested, versus just having to deal with bots and just like trolls. But yeah, if anybody ever wants to start streaming sleight of hand magic, let me know, because I've done it a few times now. All right. So anyway, thank you for the redeem of Super Size Me and Color Monty. I've now updated my Color Monty with jumbo cards. So I'm glad I didn't mess that up, because it loses its impact if you mess up early. I just used all my points. Oh yeah, I know. So I've been thinking about trying to add another stream. I don't know if it would be magic, but if I did, I'd probably do some video game, because I like video games is also one of my other hobbies, but haven't had time to do it. But if I carved like stream time out for it, but that's okay. I don't plan on having too many other things. And honestly, if you ever wanted to see a trick with like random stuff, I mean, I'd probably I'd probably just be willing to do it. So um, let's see here. WTH, I got on Twitch to watch some Magic and now I'm out of lunch money. Yeah, my apologies. But thank you kindly for your support. Jason Nicole says, that was so cool, just FYI. The glare is different on larger cards. Oh, yeah, yeah, I know. Like, it's so tough with where I'm at. Like, especially even for, like, streaming YouTube videos. Like, I have to sometimes bend and tilt so that you can see the card more clearly. Yeah, because my light source is, like, right there. So, but anyway, queue is empty if anybody would like to request anything. And glad to see friends are chatting in chat. Let's see. The last couple of days, I've been able to hang out with some people in real life. So there was a board game party yesterday, and then I went to a child's first birthday party today. And so when I get to hang out with some other people, that tends to be nice. But in my mind, I'm thinking, yes, fresh meat! I get to show people tricks. So I showed some tricks, not too many. I've actually found that I don't have this extreme desire and urge to show everybody under the sun magic now that I've been doing Twitch streams and I have all the YouTube content, and so I've gotten a lot of that out of my system. So now I'm like, I'm at this point where I'm like, I don't need to, yeah. Yes, I missed your Twitch presence yesterday. Yes, Gibson Lens, I'm so sorry. But yes, I was out at a party, hanging out. We were playing, um, well, so the person whose game night I went to is not like a board gamer. So when I arrived, they were already playing Cards Against Humanity, and I'm like, in all honesty, I kind of hate the gameplay of Cards Against Humanity. Not because it's offensive, but because it's very uninspiring, and technically Apples to Apples did it first. While I search for the next trick, prep, I got a prep, which is Picasso Aces, as requested by Hallowthorn. Hallowthorn, do you know how to perform Picasso Aces? I like performing this one as a closer because it's very powerful. But since Hallowthorn is requesting it, it is a little early. Yes, I feel the same. Yes, apples to apples. Yeah, yeah. The gameplay is, it has already been done, and the only extreme factor that you get out of the Cards Against Humanity is the offense factor. So if you just want to see people be offended, I mean, it's usually a good laugh, especially if there's people that you don't know. But I wouldn't want to play it with the same group like 2 or 3 times because it gets really boring. But yeah, so let's see. How do I set up for this trick again? Okay, all right. I think I'm set up. The BBB says, I usually won't play cards because there's definitely some triggering cards in it. Oh yeah, there's like 95% of the cards in Cards Against Humanity is probably offensive to somebody. And so if you're offended by some of those things, there's a large statistical likelihood that you'll be offended. But one day, friends of mine went through and took out all the cards. Oh, about assault and violence. Yeah. And I thought that was really kind of them. That is very kind of them. That's also like a laborious process, like going through all of the cards and having to, especially if they are also offended, like that's a mentally laborious process. Salt. What do you mean by salt? Oh, assault. Okay, okay. Sorry. All right, got it. I know, I was very surprised. Yeah. Oh, wow, that's very caring. Yes, that is very caring. Those are quality friends right there. I'm going to let you know. Okay, so we have Picasso Aces as requested by Ben, also known as Hellthorn. First things first, I do want to let you know that I have a deck. I'm going to spread this out because I want you to know that there's a blue back deck. And I have aces here. They're actually not from this deck. They're actually from a different deck. And you'll know why because they're red backed. So, and an ace of hearts, ace of clubs, ace of diamonds, and ace of spades. So the thing is, what we're going to do with these 4 aces, and if you are not aware of what an ace assembly is in card magic, it's when we try and collect all of the aces in one place, and hopefully in a magical way. So, but first, in order to do that, we're going to need to spread them out. So let's go ahead and place one here, one here. I'll move the deck in a second, and so ace of spades. So the let's make that sure that's in frame. Okay, there we go. Ace of spades. And so this is going to be our leader ace. That's what a lot of magicians will say. The ace of spades is leader ace, probably because the pip is gigantic. But we're going to try and get all of these aces to jump up there. So now what we're going to need to do is we're going to need to place a few cards on each one of these piles in order to help facilitate the teleportation or transformation or whatever. So we're going to be going ahead and placing 3 cards on each. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Like so. And now we're just going to close this up on all of these piles. Okay, first things first. You'll notice that you can still see the ace here in this pile. But all it takes is a grabbing of the ace, dropping it here, a magical snap, and now the ace is gone, because if I show you 1, 2, 3, 4 cards, they're all blue backed. And if I show you the faces, none of them are aces. But now if I count through this pile, so before there's only 1 red ace and 3 blue backed cards. But look, if I count through them, there's actually 2 red backed cards and 2 blue backed cards. I know, super interesting, right? So look, we're going to go ahead and do that again with this pile. So look, we have the ace here. If I grab and drop, magical snap, show you, look, all blue backed cards, no aces. I know, super interesting, right? Super weird. And now I can also show you that there's 3 red backed aces here and 1 of some other card. I know, super weird, right? And now finally the last card. And some people suspect some shenanigans. I mean, first of all, you're watching a magic show, so you should be suspecting some stuff. But look, some people didn't think that there were aces at all. But look, if I show you, there's the ace of diamonds. If we go ahead and just stick that here in this pile, and if I show you red back ace, ace, all I have to do is grab it and drop it, snap my fingers, and believe it or not, all of these cards are now blue backed. And if I show you all of the faces of the cards, none of them are aces. I know, super strange, right? But now I can also count through this, and if I show you, all of these cards are now the 4 red backed ace, diamonds, spades, clubs, and hearts. And that, my good friends, is Picasso aces. Let's see, checking gaff meter. Can confirm those are blue. Yes, yes, that is the confirmation. Thank you kindly. Jesse Nicole, thank you for the emotes. What? Thank you for the claps. Jesse Nicole, Gibson Lens, Hallow Thorn, C1NRB. Thank you very much. Thank you kindly. So yeah, that's a very strong effect, in my personal opinion. When I saw it, I was like, that's so beautiful. I need to learn how to do that. Hallowthorn, I was wondering, do you know how to do this? Have you come across this and performed this before? I was curious. Once again, queue is empty if anybody would like to request any tricks. Where was I? Oh yes, so playing Cards Against Humanity, had some food. If anybody likes pizza, I had quite a bit of pizza yesterday. Definitely not healthy for me, but I ate it anyway. It was delicious. So I live in Western New York, and Western New York is known for a couple of things. If you have ever heard of buffalo wings, that is originally from Buffalo. But if you're a little bit closer to where I am, which is in the greater Rochester area, we are known for a lot less flattering dish, and maybe not even outside of Western New York, really. But it's called the garbage plate. And the garbage plate, you'll see why I'm connecting this back in a second. But the garbage plate basically consists of two pieces of meat. So it might be two burgers, or like two hot dogs, or like a burger and a hot dog, and it's usually on top of mac salad and home fries. That is the classic version. And on top, you'll have this meat hot sauce, which is kind of like a greater Rochester specific thing. It's basically just like a beef based hot sauce. It's not too spicy, but it's a little bit spicy. And mustard and onions and things like that on top. But the reason why I'm bringing this up is that the pizza that was at the party yesterday, we had pepperoni pizza and garbage plate pizza. And so the garbage plate pizza, very well done. If you've ever had a garbage plate before, it definitely tasted like garbage plate. Yeah, it is not for the faint of arteries. So I say that specifically because I'm sure a heart could handle it, but the arteries around it will probably clog up. But it's delicious if you like that kind of food. Let's see. Gibson Lens. It's raining pizza. Man, those emotes are funny. Jason Nicole says, "Yowza!" And C1 NRB says, "Ooh, give me!" Yeah. It's been popular enough that it's spread around through like some like cooking shows and things. So other people around the country know about it. So you might be able to find someone who makes a garbage plate around you. But let's see. Jesse Nicole says, "That sounds so good right now." But yeah. Yep. So I try not to have a garbage plate more than like once a quarter if I'm really, really hankering for it. But okay. See, we've got a request from checking the gaff meter for French twist. All right, so normally this is done with the aces, but hopefully checking the gaff meter, you are fine with me doing this with a different set of cards because I've got to wear some other cards equally. So let's go ahead and use, you know what, I don't know if I use like fours for much. Let's use fours. But let's see here. Halthorn says, "Damn, now I need food." Ah, my sympathies. I mean, I don't know anybody who doesn't need food that's still alive. Checking the avenue says, "All good." Oh yeah, yeah, for sure. Especially with this one, it's just called French twist. Like some of the other tricks refer to like, twisting the aces. This is like a twisting the ace trick. But this one doesn't actually have the word aces in the title, so I feel way more fine using some other cards for this one. But okay, let's introduce. We have 4 of spades, 4 of hearts, 4 of clubs, and 4 of diamonds. So what we are going to be doing with these 4 aces is hopefully, 4 fours. Man, see the patter. So the patter is the words that you say during a magic trick. And I'm kind of like attuned to saying the aces because that's how I've always performed this. But now I have to remember to say the fours. That's okay. Keep me on my toes. All right, so we're going to do something interesting with the 4 fours. And the thing with the 4 fours is that if I'm going to show you that if I actually place the packet in my hand like this and I give it a shake, one of those fours will turn face up. I know that might be a kind of a strange claim, but hear me out. All I'm going to do is hold the pack and give it a shake, like I said I would. And believe it or not, that's actually going to turn up one of the fours. In this case, the 4 of diamonds. I know. But look, we have all 4 cards face down again. And now I'm going to hold the pack and give it a little bit of a shake. And believe it or not, that's actually going to turn up another 4. Because look, now the 4 of clubs has turned itself face up. I know, super weird. But look, we have all 4 cards face down. And if I hold the pack and give it a little bit of a shake, believe it or not, that's actually going to turn a different 4 face up. It's going to turn the 4 of hearts face up. I know, super strange, the things that you can do with just shaking a packet of cards. Alright, once again, all 4 cards face down. Hold the pack, give it a shake, and this should be the last one. I think it should be the 4 of spades. Yes. Now there's something interesting that we can do with this last thing that, you know, I could lie here and say, oh, it's been something new that I've been trying, as you might do, you know, in a realistic situation. But actually, I've been doing this as part of this trick forever. So, look, we've got our 4 4s here, and that's how you use 1, 2, 3, 4 4s, hold the packet, give it a shake, and that's what we end up doing. But look, I do just want to show you that there's nothing weird with this deck right now. But look, if I just go ahead and place the 4 4s, and I cut them into the middle of the deck, all I have to do is hold the whole deck, and I'm going to vigorously shake it. Like, when I say vigorously, I mean like really shake it. Like shake, shake, shake. Did I shake it hard enough? No? Okay, I'm going to go ahead and shake it some more. But what you may not realize is that all the shaking, because those aces have been trained, those 4s have been trained. See, this is, man, I'm glad I'm practicing with you guys. I can trust you guys. If I did this out in the wild, it'd be like, oh, so embarrassed. I probably wouldn't use the 4s. I'd probably just use the aces. But anyway, if I go ahead and I place the deck down and I spread and I show you, believe it or not, the 4s are really used to shaking and turning themselves face up now. So they're actually face up in the deck. And that is the French twists with 4s and not aces. Whew. All right. So I would say I was generally satisfied with that. I don't think that's a boss trick, but it's only because I called them aces instead of 4s. All right. Thank you for the claps, Jesse Nicole, and checking the gaff meter. Whoa, Chris M. Yee. Welcome in, first of all. And second of all, thanks for the resub. Greatly appreciate it. Chris, I want to let you know that I've missed you, and I was unable to watch the clip show the other day because I was actually hanging out with my baby, and then I went to a board game party, so I could not have made it. But I do want to check out the VOD, which I haven't had time yet, but I think tomorrow I might, so we'll see. But how have you been? Actually, if we can get a shout out for Chris M. Yee. Chris M. Yee, a variety streamer, but plays a bunch of video games. You'll see him playing Fall Guys during the week. Also has something called the Clip M. Yee Show every other week on Saturdays. So, but anyway, yeah. Hope you've been well, my friend. Good timing. Also, the queue is empty, so if you would like to request something, feel free. I was about to actually type in the clap command, and I'm like, wait, I'm the performer. I don't need. It's just like muscle memory sometimes. There's a lot of it's corn this week. Oh, it's corn. All right, so now I'm gonna have to work corn into a magic trick somehow. Oh man, I don't know. But let's see. Is that doable? That might be doable. Hold on. I don't know what I want to do though. Hitchcock aces. Oh man, a lot of ace tricks today. Okay, for this one, I'm definitely going to need to use the regular deck of cards and the usual things. And so, full disclosure, this trick also still sometimes gets me a little nervous because this trick is pretty sleight heavy compared to a lot of other tricks. I don't know if that's like a bad thing for me to share, but since you're all friends and not just, random spectators, I feel okay sharing that. Let's see here. Oh, checking the ammeter is trying to click around because of the heat. Oh yeah, yeah. Oh, I clicked around, but glad I didn't completely mess anything up. That will be a great feature. Oh yeah, it's supposed to let me know, yeah, where you clicked on screen for picking cards and things, but I don't have it set up. Yeah, I haven't actually even had time to like. One of the easy low-hanging fruit that I wanted to do for my stream was like get a be right back screen up, maybe some background music that's not the DMCA, and then also like an intro screen like, oh, stream starting soon. Like that seems like low hanging fruit. I'm pretty sure I know how to do that, I just haven't done it yet. So um, and I just noticed the location based clicks thing. Yeah, yeah, when you guys click that, that doesn't do anything right now, right? Because even though I have it installed and enabled, but it doesn't do anything at the moment. Okay, so let's see here. Hitchcock aces. Okay, this is actually how nervous this trick makes me. I'm going to refer to my magic spreadsheet to check a thing on it. This is how nervous this trick makes me. I gotta open it. That'll be really neat when it works. Yes, yeah, I've actually had a couple of ideas. So it's like picking a card, or having several people pick several cards, or also, okay, all right, I think I'm good to start. But yeah, yeah, it's like, where does everybody think something is? And then I can have just a bunch of people place dots on the screen. It's like, a ton of people think something's over here. A ton of people think something's over there, or something like that. So, okay, all right, okay. Oh man, what are we doing? See, I'm so paranoid. I'm rechecking the spreadsheet even though I know I just looked at it. Like, yeah, full disclosure, if anybody didn't know, I have a magic spreadsheet as revealed last week, I think, because I think Panda Volta actually asked, how do you keep so many tricks in your head? And long story short is, I don't keep all of the tricks in my head, but a lot of the ones that I practice a lot, or I do on stream like pretty consistently, I do know, like some of the ones that you see me perform pretty confidently, and I get set up basically for it like right away. Um, I do know. This one is because I practice it way less. It's a little bit harder, and yeah, it is. Okay, all right. So okay, good thing I looked, because I'm just going to swap a couple of things here. Sorry for the delay, guys. This trick scares me. Why do I have it on the list? Well, because we haven't had a boss trick in a while, so it'd be okay if I mess this up and this becomes a boss trick. But I was like, if I don't take some risks, right, like for tricks, then it's like, well, then I can't have any boss tricks. So, and that was the whole purpose of that. It's also practice for hard tricks. So, okay, all right. So, this is not a boss, and I think only mods can do an exclamation boss. But if you want to do boss trick, that's just going to provide the explanation of what a boss trick is. Okay, so we have our four aces. We have the ace of hearts, ace of clubs, ace of diamonds, and ace of spades. And what we're going to be doing is, actually I'm supposed to grab the ace of spades, I think, and place it out. And oh god, I'm gonna mess this trick up. I'm thinking right now, and I'm like, what the hell do I do here? So I think now what I want to do is sorry, I'm doing mental jumping jacks in my head. Okay, so what I'm going to do is show you that we have the 3 aces out front. We're going to go ahead and lay all of the aces down here. Okay, all right. I think I'm currently okay? Question mark? Yeah, sorry this is taking so long. Okay, so if you didn't see any of the other ace assembly tricks, we're going to try and get all the aces to jump down here. And first things first, I'm going to go ahead and just place a random card down here. And I'm going to go ahead and cover up this ace with just, 3 other cards. All I have to do is use the horns. You've seen me pull out the horns before. And I'm going to go ahead and just touch that pile with this ace. And believe it or not, that's actually going to make the ace that was here in this pile jump down here. Because if I show you, none of these cards are an ace. And there is an ace over here. Because it jumped from there to here. Okay. I'm going to do that again, but with this ace. So I'm going to go ahead and place some random card here. I'm going to grab a few other cards, place them here. And once again, I'm going to pull out the horns. Boom. There we go. That's all it took. The ace traveled up my pinky, through my knuckles specifically, and then down my index finger to here. Because now if I show you, there are no aces here. Actually, here's the Chris M.E. card. We'll leave that up because he requested this trick. Chris M.E. There we go. Because the ace has now hopped over here. I know, super interesting, right? Now, some people believe that the aces were never in their piles at all, and you might see some like similarities to the Picasso aces. But if I show you that we've had an ace over here, that's the one that was over there, right? I do promise you at the end of this trick that all the aces will be together, right? So. But look, I'm going to clearly leave that ace over there. And I will clearly quite show these aces over here. Okay, we'll place them here. And what we're going to need to do is we're going to go ahead and just place a few cards over there. Okay. And I'm going to place some other random card over here. Once again, I'm going to use the horns. I'm just going to touch both piles. Would you now believe that all of the aces have come together here? If you said yes, you are horribly mistaken. Because the aces are not here. Thank you for the horns, Gibson Lens. These are the 4 kings. But I did promise you during the course of this trick that all the aces would be together at the end. They are actually all over here. And that, my friends, is a successful, I'm glad I didn't mess up, Hitchcock aces. I did have some issues with progressing and trying to remember what the hell do I do next. But I think that was okay. If you can get past the, I'm kind of slow rolling through the trick, if you will. Anyway, thank you kindly for the request, Chris M.E. and making me use my memory. But yeah, this is the kind of stuff that I was like hoping to like keep my skills fresh up on. So thank you for the request. Thank you for the claps. Chris M. Yee, Gibson Lens, Jesse Nicole. Let's see. Chris M. Yee, did I ever mention why I chose the two of spades? I don't know if you told me why, if there was any special meaning. I assumed, because you chose it very quickly, so I assumed you may probably at least liked it, but I don't think I know the actual reason, if there's like a more meaningful reason than you like the two of spades. But if that's not like a personal reason, if you could share it, I'd be interested to know. Let's see. Chris says, in my youth, I played a lot of Big 2, also called 13. Okay. And therefore, Big 2. Two of spades must be the Big 2. Because otherwise, this story wouldn't make sense. Awesome. That's cool. Thank you. Let's see here. The suits have strengths in the game. Spades high, then hearts, clubs, and diamonds. Yeah. And then the most powerful card in the game is indeed Big 2, two of spades. Excellent. Yeah, that's cool. Let's see. Oh man, I need to play that with you sometime. We play that a lot here in Singapore. Awesome. That's cool. So recently, I used to love playing card games with regular decks of cards. I don't know if most of them I might have forgotten at this point, but one of my favorite games as a kid was called Spit. And if anybody else has played Spit, it kind of is similar to like Solitaire. And so you'll have some cards. Usually you play Spit against an opponent. So there'll be two piles here. And you kind of have like a Solitaire setup, maybe like this. There's more piles. But you can put cards that are one above or one below on either pile. And the goal is to try to eliminate all of your cards here before your opponent. But my friend and I would actually play one-handed speed Spit. And so basically once you clear, you have to slap one of these two piles, and you want the one with fewer cards. And then eventually one would be empty. And if you have no cards and you slap the empty pile, you win. But we got really competitive doing that. Hallowthorn says, I gotta run, heading to work now. Well, Hallowthorn, have a great day. Thanks for stopping in. Thanks for requesting a trick. And take care and have a good day at work. So good luck. May you not mess up on any sleights or tricks or anything. And you fool everybody. 100%. I don't know if that's possible. Jesse Nicole says, I've got to take care of a few things, so gotta run, but I'm glad I finally made it in. Well, thank you for coming in, Jesse Nicole. I greatly appreciate it. Have a glorious evening. Take care, and hope to see you next time. Thanks for stopping by. Let's see. Chris M. Egyptian poker also had slapping. Yes, there's Egyptian poker, and also sometimes called Egyptian rat screw, I think, was also the other name as well. But fun story, actually, prior to starting the story, if anybody wants to request anything into the trick queue, feel free. Queue is empty. You can do exclamation point TL for the trick list, or exclamation point random to randomly add a trick. Let's see. So if anybody didn't know, all around the United States, there's these things called little libraries. And they're just like little, I don't know, I don't want to call them quite mailboxes, but they're like a little bit bigger than a mailbox that people will put up, and anybody who just lives by in the neighborhood or just walks by it can put books in, or take books out. And it's not like a checkout system. It's like, you can basically just, once you put it in, it's just assumed to be, given away. But we have two little libraries near where I live, and we walk past them all the time. Yeah, little free libraries, exactly. So, but I usually walk by because I'm walking with baby, whom is probably, I should probably call a toddler now, but see if there's any books in there. But one of the books that I found the other day was a book of, I don't know if it said classic card games with decks with regular playing cards, but I grabbed it just to see if I could jog my memory on what a bunch of these games were. And so Yeah, I was like, okay, I think I know how to play all these, but I have now a rules reference for a bunch of these, even though I could probably find the rules reference online. But we'll see if any of them pique the interest of the little one when she gets a little bit older, and then she can have a nice little book with playing card games. Because I always have cards with me now, so it'd be nice to just always have games that I can play. Let's see. Gibson Led says we had something like that in our office. Oh yeah, yeah. Offices will sometimes also have like little libraries as well. Um, let's see. So yeah, hopefully, yeah, I'm pretty much never anywhere without a deck of cards now. So I always get that, and most of the time I also have a Sharpie. So if nothing else, I'm always prepared to perform some magic. Let's see. Nom Street Magic. Oh man, I've thought about doing something like that, but for a while there was, a pandemic. But I could probably, I would be comfortable doing it probably now. But I don't know if we have safe streets that I could just walk on. That would, I'd have to I'd probably go to a bar or something. Nom's Street Magic. Performing a call me maybe trick for us. Okay, let me see what I could do. I don't even know if it's let's see. First of all, let me see if I can find a trick that I could do or adapt or maybe is new because I've recently learned a couple of new-ish things. I don't want to like repeat one, but let's see what we have. You know what? We can start this off in an interesting way, I think. Maybe let's do an interesting. Let me see. This is a strange request because I feel like I'm kind of creating a trick on the fly. I mean, on an unsuspecting person on the street. Oh, okay. I think that's what you meant. But now my gears are turning, so I'm too dedicated to this mindset at the moment. It won't be a surprise to anybody here on stream, but if we end up clipping it or something, um, I think it would be great. Oh, okay, all right. Um, this might be more appropriate if I pull out the Chris M. Yee card. Actually, Chris M. Yee. And I'm just. All right. Let's see. Between Panda Volta and Gibson Lens, who probably calls for Call Me Maybe More? Because I'm currently dedicated to using Chris M. Yee as part of the trick, which may make sense. Panda. Okay, great. All right, here we go. I'm still gonna pull Gibson Lens out for another part of the trick. So let's see. Okay, all right. Gibson Lens hasn't quite caught the fever yet. Yeah, so actually, when I first started hanging out in Gibson Lens's stream, because it was shortly after I learned that he didn't have any Radiohead on his song list, and that was to, I guess, Rob Kovac's. I was like, oh man, you should just get something in there. And so for a while, I felt like I trolled him a little bit in the early days when I started hanging out because I was like, play a Radiohead song, play Creep. So that's kind of where we are at. But anyway, all right, let's first do this. All right, here we have Chris M. Yee and Panda Volta. And if you didn't know, Chris M. Yee often likes to request Call Me Maybe. As part of his clip show, he actually has a Call Me Maybe section where musicians can add a Call Me Maybe into their songs. And I think the more unexpected it is, the better it is for us. And so what I would like to do here is something interesting with Chris ME. And as I mentioned, Panda Volta also oftentimes will ask for Call Me Maybe and is on the Call Me Maybe train. So what we could do here is we can have them conjure up a part of the song. We could have them conjure up, hey, I just met you. That's only the first part of the song though. We need more song, right? Like, once you get a little bit of Call Me Maybe, you can't just have no more. You need more Call Me Maybe. So, look, we're going to have Panda and Chris pull out some more lyrics here. And this is crazy. Now, not only can they do that face up, but we can also have them do it face down. Because look. And the lyrics will actually appear face up. So here's my number. And then finally, we need the end of the song here. So call me maybe. And that is Hellman's Aces, but with Call Me Maybe. But now we're going to transition and go into another trick. And we're going to need Gibson Lens's help. So, first things first, we have Panda Volta, Chris ME, and Gibson Lens. And we have these 4 cards. And so, first things first, we're going to need to lose Chris ME, Panda Volta, and Gibson Lens into the deck. It's going to be very hard to have duplicates of these guys. So, hey, welcome in, Vince Van Gogh. So, I remember pronouncing it correctly that first time, but then it's like, I always just say Vince in my head. So, anyway, welcome in, Vince. Yeah, thanks for shouting out Vince. Vince, I actually wanted to let you know that I was lurking during one of your other streams recently the other day, but I didn't say anything because I think it was during, like, work or I was, taking care of the baby or something. But anyway, awesome stuff. Enjoy. I love your camera, by the way. I don't know if that's on a what that is, but it's like it. So if you ever follow Vince Van Gogh and you watch him play guitar or just hang out, like as he moves about in the room, the camera follows him, and I'm like, whoa! It's such a surreal, cool effect. Like I love it. But anyway, newly affiliated. Vince, congratulations on becoming affiliated. That's awesome. That's great news. So, lol, you can pronounce it anyway. Ha, okay. Yeah, glad you came by. Always appreciative of lurkers. Yeah, so, I would have wanted to interact, but, if I'm busy, like sometimes I can't. But, yeah, I mean, you've seen me in other chats. You know how much I love to make jokes and stuff. But anyway, okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to be losing, first, Gibson Lens into the deck. And then what we're going to do is lose Chris ME somewhere else in the deck. And then what we're going to do is lose Panda Volta maybe somewhere else into the deck. There we go. And now, sometimes magicians might do random shuffles or cuts to try and bring them up to the top. I'm not going to be doing that because we don't need to. Because the lyrics of Call Me Maybe, hey, I just met you, and this is crazy, so here's my number, so call me maybe. Those lyrics are so strong, it should pull all of them out of the deck. I know, that's super strange. That's a super strange claim, but as we all know, Call Me Maybe, very popular song. So, first things first. If I just go ahead and show you that one of the Call Me Maybe lyric cards is going to go into the deck, it's actually going to go hunting and searching for one of those people that we just put into the deck. I know, super strange, right? Because it's gone. So now here, we're going to have these lyrics try and find someone else. And now if I show you, that's also gone. And now, and this is crazy, here we are. And yeah, also gone. So now we're starting at the beginning. Hey, I just met you. And believe it or not, that's also going to go and find our particular. I don't want to say streamers because Panda Volta hasn't streamed in forever and she's currently not streaming, but like Chris and Gibson Lens are streaming. But look, all we need to do is sing our song. Hey, I just met you, and this is crazy. So here's my number. So call me maybe. And believe it or not, there's actually 3 cards that are caught in between each set of the lyrics. That's super weird, right? What are the odds that they are our 3 streamers/mods? Because look, we have Panda Volta, Chris M. and Gibson Lens. And there we have it. Alright, Chris M. That is my on the fly, inspired by you, just randomly saying to those random people on the street, but I was like, I could do this. We can make this work. Here on stream. Boom. So there you have it. Let's see. Let's see. Thank you. It's an OBS bot Tiny, which moves on a swivel and AI tracking. Oh, that's so awesome. All right. Cool. Awesome. Gibson says, I once tried to learn it, but never did. Referring to Call Me Maybe. Let's see, I remember you played it by ear once. Okay, Chris says, no way. No way. Claps. Thanks for the claps, Chris M.E. Gibson Lens. Gonna need a highlight of that last one. Oh, yeah. It was a little bit long, so I'll try and... I could probably clip the first part where I make them appear. So full disclosure, I've been pretty bad about clipping and highlighting things because after the stream's done, I just forget to go back. The good news is I have Prime, so they're there for like 60 days. And actually, we're getting close towards like the end of the year, and I'm going to have a lot of vacation time to use. So as we get closer to November and December, I may actually have a bunch of time to just go back and like clip a bunch of things and stuff. But anyway, so that was a... So let me see. I'm gonna, because that was like a breakdown of a couple of tricks, but that was a combination of a trick called Hellman's Aces and Apex Aces, but themed as Call Me Maybe and using those Call Me Maybe cards to put together that entire effect. So that was fun. That was really cool. You could almost even say that was like improvising a trick. Like I improvised that. Like I didn't know how involved the lyrics and our 3 streamers/mods would be involved in that. So, but yeah, that was pretty cool. There's another thing I've been throwing around as like I don't know if I should do this, and I think it's probably a bad idea, but it's been throwing around because like musicians have the concept of a live learn, and it probably wouldn't be the prettiest thing in the world, but like if I were to attempt to try and live learn or reverse engineer one of the tricks that I would learn like on stream, that could be interesting. Chris M.U. says, we watched the invention of a new trick. I mean, I would be hesitant to say I invented it, but like I definitely developed the story around that one. I'm certain there's nobody else on Earth who would perform those 2 tricks with that pattern anywhere in the world. 100%. So, unless Rob actually takes his magic and actually learns a bunch of stuff. We saw a uniquely performed trick. Yes, yeah, for sure. Yep, unique. There's no way anybody else would perform that. I'm certain. All right, so for anybody who's lurking or just come in or hasn't heard me introduce myself before, hi, my name is Nam. I'm also known as Crazy Asian with 3 N's on Twitch. I like to do sleight of hand card magic, and I've co-opted a streamer song list to allow people to request tricks. I do realize that a lot of people who are not into magic don't really know what tricks are, so if you would like to request some magic but you don't know what to request, you can type in !random, and that'll randomly add a trick from my trick list to the queue. But yes, that's a unique trick. I would say, I mean, even if I were to do that again, it probably wouldn't be exactly like that. I feel like that was very unpolished because I was like trying to come up with what to say on the fly. But yeah, that was fun. That was cool. And then let me see here. I know sometimes I'm thinking about who we can raid tonight. I'm not sure who's on at the moment. Oh, Hawk6 Phoenix, you are here. If I recall, I saw in another chat that there was a very specific trick that you wanted to request. And so if you don't request it, I will do it for you anyway, because I remember which one it is. Which means I know exactly what to prep for for the next trick here. Welcome in, Hawk6 Phoenix. And yeah, if we can get a shout out for Hawk, that would be great. Invisible deck, yes, that's exactly what I was thinking I needed to do. All right. All right. Hawk, if I may call you Hawk, this trick I'll be performing, if you would like to interact, if you can be the spectator for this trick, there is some decisions to make. Are you okay with this, Hawk? Yes, I'm okay. Excellent. All right. First things first, Hawk. I have a deck here. And it's called the invisible deck because what I'm going to do is I'm going to send the deck through the internet pipes to you. Now, when you get it, it's going to be invisible, but it's there nonetheless. So I'm going to go ahead and slide this through the internet pipe. So go ahead and take the deck. And then once it has arrived on your end, please go ahead and grab the deck and take all of the cards out. And then spread through all of the cards and look at all of the faces of the invisible cards. Then select one of those cards and take out that card from the deck, turn it facing in the opposite direction, and then put it back into the deck. Close up the spread, take the deck, place it back in the invisible box, close it up, and then when you are ready to send it back through the internet pipes, let me know. I'll be ready to receive. My body is ready to take the deck back whenever you're ready. All right, let's see. Yeah, you're welcome for the shout out, Hawk. Yeah, Hawk. By the way, Hawk plays piano, and see, yes, I'm okay. Got it. Okay, give me back now. All right, excellent. Ugh. So yeah, please give Hawk6 Phoenix a follow. I've now received the deck back. Okay, at this point, I'm not going to change views or have this leave the view. And also, if anybody didn't know, the invisible deck, I have only decided I will only do this once per stream. So that's why this is a little bit special. But anyway, Hawk, at this point, you have looked at a deck, taken a card out, turned it facing the opposite direction, placed the card back, and then sent it back to me through the internet pipes. And now the deck has physically manifested itself here. I mean, after your changes. Of course, it started here, but that's a minor technicality. So at this point, it is okay. It is safe for you to tell me and all of chat which card you turned over. So which card did you turn facing in the opposite direction? Hawk has a plant named Yeet? I didn't know that. The 6 of diamonds. The 6 of diamonds. Hawk, would you be kind of impressed if I took out all of the cards in this deck and showed you that there was only one card turned facing in the other direction? Because that's a little bit strange and weird, right? Because 6 of diamonds. Alright, so look. If I go ahead and pull out these cards, and I show you that there's some stuff going on, there's some cards, these are all face up, except for one card. Super weird, right? Kind of strange. So if these are all face up, would that be interesting that we have your turned 6 of diamonds? Strange, huh? Super strange. But I can explain. You turned the card over in the invisible deck, and then you gave it back to us, and then it's here. So there we are. That's the explanation. And that is the invisible deck sent through the internet pipes. Anyway, Hawk6 Phoenix, thank you for the request. Hopefully you enjoyed. Thank you for the emotes and claps. Gibson Lens, Hawk6 Phoenix, Chris M. Yee. Thank you kindly. Thank you very much. Greatly appreciated. All right. Once again, queue is empty. Feel free to make any requests, anybody. Otherwise, well, I've been streaming for how long? Okay. We're probably thinking about closing up soon. So last call for anybody who would like to see some more magic. Feel free to put something in there. Hey, welcome in the Raj Mahal. Sorry, the Raj Mahal 2. Gotta add the 2, very important. Hello, how are you doing? So let's see, random. Okay, oh, we got an ad from Diamond Club as well. So we have hallucination and 4 burglars. Excellent. We did 4 burglars. I did 4 burglars earlier today in real life for a different group of people, not Twitch. So that's interesting. And then I got to set up. So I'm going to set up for hallucination. But anyway, welcome in. Oh, for those of you who have not seen me or just lurking, or this is your first time tuning in, which seems like Raj Mahal, this is the first time. Hi, my name is Nam, also known as Crazy Asian with 3 N's on Twitch, and I like to do sleight of hand magic. So there we are. And it seems like you already figured out how to add something to the queue, so there we are. So excellent. Thank you for requesting things, everybody. Greatly appreciated. I don't know why I need to finish setting up. I'm not done setting up yet. Like, wait a second. It's about ready to toggle the screen and then show everybody the secrets of magic. Jeez. It wouldn't be horrible, I guess. You see real people. What's that like? Oh man, I don't know. It's just a new thing that started happening yesterday again after months. It was nice. It was cool. I don't know if anybody could tell generally with my demeanor, but I'm a pretty social guy. I was a social guy for a very long time. A little bit contrasting to my childhood. I was not very social as a middle schooler, but anyway. Okay, first things first. We have the King of Diamonds, the King of Spades, the King of Hearts, and the King of Clubs. And what we're going to be doing with these kings is something interesting. Because let's see, we've got these 4. Now, if I go ahead and I show you that we have a king face up and a king. Whoops. All right, well, we're going to have to start this over. So we're going to take this from the top. Hopefully nobody saw that, or you just weren't paying attention. Full disclosure, I've messed this up way more than I would have needed to. From the top. Yes, we're doing this from the top. Oh, man. I probably shouldn't try and respond with things to chat while I'm trying to do a trick. Sometimes. Yeah, Hux says FTT, which is the command in Seven's channel. Seven Senshi. If we want to give a shout out to Seven Senshi. Flautist and performs both VGM and anime, a lot of anime music. So, also, if anybody's a fan of Gibson Lens originals, I believe she plays at least two. One of which is Expanse, if anybody is familiar with Gibson Lens originals. Okay, from the top. All right, here we go. We have the King of Diamonds, King of Clubs, King of Hearts, and King of Spades. And what we're going to be doing is, maybe not surprising you guys, but maybe the next people who decide to just jump to the trick, or if I clip this, hopefully be way more impressive. Okay, so we have 4 cards here. If I go ahead and I take 2 kings and I place them face up, and there's 2 kings face down, and I close it up and I turn them over, you would expect 2 kings to be face up and 2 kings to be face down. Hey, thank you for the raid, Isach. I'm hoping I'm not butchering that. So a yes, a ack. Welcome in, raiders. I'll first of all pause the trick for a second. I hope I don't forget where I was, but welcome in. Hello, my name is Nam. I'm also known as Crazy Asian with 3 N's on Twitch, and I like to do sleight of hand magic. We're actually in the middle of a trick right now, and the trick is actually here. So I've co-opted a StreamerSonglist to let people request tricks. And so if anybody is... Oh, Isaac, for all intents. Oh, Isaac. You know, I parsed that and didn't even register at all. So Isaac makes perfect sense. Cool. So welcome in, Isaac and crew. Thanks for bringing your crew over. Yes, we're in the middle of a trick called hallucination. So I just showed 2 kings face up, 2 kings face down, and I closed up the packet. And now I'm going to count through the packet and show you that all the cards are face down. Let's see. I became aware of you through either Sencha or Hallowthorn. Okay, both sources that I totally understand. I'm doing well. How are you? How was your stream? What'd you do? See, it looks like you were streaming 7 Days to Die. Okay. Mostly play video games? Excellent. I like games. I haven't had time for video games, but I'm watching people play video games, so vicariously living through others. But look, we can repeat this part here. So normally a magician doesn't do the same trick twice, but luckily there's only a portion of the trick, so I'll just do this portion. So look, we have 2 kings face up, 2 kings face down. And look, if I close up this spread and I turn this over and I snap, believe it or not, that's actually going to go against intuition, and all 4 kings are face down. I know, super weird. But earlier I performed some tricks that were called twisting the aces. And you know, sometimes if you hold the packet and twist it, one of these aces actually just comes back. So it actually replaces one of those kings. And look, if I twist it again, it's actually going to once again replace one of those kings. And actually, if I just twist it a couple more times, believe it or not, here's the ace of hearts, the ace of spades, the ace of diamonds, and the ace of clubs. I know, super strange, right? And so I can go ahead and spread, and you can inspect those aces, and that's that. And some people are wondering, hey, where are the kings? Well, I can make them teleport from here into the deck. So look, all 4 of those kings are right here. And there we are. And that is my handling and performance of a trick called hallucination. All right. Isaac says Rocket League for 6 hours and 7 days to die for 2. It was long but fun. Yeah, that's like a full workday. Well done. Hopefully you did well. First time. Welcome in the swarm. Sneaky, sneaky. Well, Isaac, if you would like to request a trick, if you're not familiar with card tricks, if you would like to request a random trick, you can type in !random into the chat, and a random trick will be placed in the queue for you, and I'll be more than happy to perform that. Thank you for the claps. The Raj Mahal, checking the gaff meter. Thank you kindly. We have played straight triumph. Oh, glorious. Okay, we're going to need. You know what? I've never actually shown the original classic version of this trick. So let me do that for once. So normally I dress it up. But you know, this is a perfect opportunity to do the original classic version. Please excuse me while I set up. But anyway, how's everybody doing tonight? I was thinking about starting to wrap up stream in a few tricks. So I had called last call. So last call is still standing. If anybody would like to see more magic, feel free to request some more tricks. But otherwise, if not, we will end probably after we empty the queue. All right, I'm going to be doing Isaac's request next. So let's bump that up here. Okay. All right. Isaac, if you are here, this trick requires one decision and one decision only. So if you are around, get ready to pick a number. Okay, first things first. Let's go ahead and we are going to need a card selected. And I'm going to go ahead and just, well, first let's stop somewhere in the middle. And then I just need you to choose, let's see. Okay, go ahead and pick a number between 1 and 12. And that will be the selection. So hopefully this is pretty fair. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So go ahead and name a number between 1 and 12. And let's see what we've got here. 6. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so this is your selection. All right. Now next, what we're going to do, yeah, you don't need to look at it yet, but what we're going to do is we're going to cut the rest of the deck into 4 roughly equal piles. It doesn't have to be perfect, but roughly similar. So like, okay, here we go. And now what we're going to do with this trick is we are going to be doing something that is the bane of people who have OCD, other magicians, people who fiddle with cards. We're going to be shuffling in face up into face down cards. I know, it's blasphemous, but we're going to be doing it. So here we go. Ugh. Then we're going to do it again. And then one more time. I know, it's hurting me too. Arguably more than you, if anybody's feeling the pain. So now we've just shuffled face up into face down cards a few times. So if you take a look, there's a face up card, there's a face down card, there's a face up card, there's like a face down card. So we have these cards in a completely crazy orientation. But now we're going to find your... Oh, hold on. I may have messed this up. I was going to say we're going to find your card, but your card's right here. And so... Sorry, my bad. Wait. Can I recover? I think we can. So I may have to change the nature of the trick, but it's okay. Didn't mess up. Okay. I'm going to change the nature of the trick. Because if I was just going to end it here, I'd be like, hey, look, I found your card. It's right there. And then end this as like a comedy routine. But anyway. So sometimes when I'm in trouble, I will use my hand's shadow to get me out of trouble. So I'm going to go ahead and cast the shadow over the deck. And I'm going to go ahead and have the shadow do some dirty work. And right now, the shadow is doing something to basically save my ass. And hopefully that the work is now done. So, alright deck. What do I need to do? Shadow? Okay, alright. Shadow is telling me to go ahead and just spread the deck. And hopefully, maybe you will be able to tell us what your card is. Ah, I see. We have some cards that are face up, so let me just spread some here. So look, we have the Ace of Spades, the Two of Spades, and then the Three of Spades, and then the Four of Spades. And we've got the Five of Spades, the Six of Spades, the Seven of Spades. And then we have the Nine of Spades, Ten of Spades, Jack of Spades, Queen of Spades, and King of Spades. Is the deck trying to tell us something? Hey, guys in chat, do you guys think you can tell us what your card is? I think that's what the deck and the shadow wanted us to do. Any guesses? Anybody want to guess? Guess in chat? Anybody? Go once, go twice. Isaac says, best trick ever! Found my card so fast. Yeah, I know. It's right there, right? Three of Diamonds. Oh, man. Oh, man. That would be great, right? Because, hold on. Let me see. Is there Three of Diamonds in here? I don't see the Three of Diamonds in here. Do you see the Three of Diamonds? Do you see the Three of Diamonds in here? That'd be great if it was the Three of Diamonds, right? Actually, yeah, it is. Three of Diamonds. But no, the one that actually fits in here is actually the Eight of Spades. Alright, and that is my handling and performance of a trick called Play It Again Triumph with a Three of Diamonds kicker. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Thank you for the raid and the request, Isaac. Hopefully you enjoyed that as well. So, thank you for the emotes and the claps, Chris M. Yee and Gibson Lens. And thank you for the lol awesome, Isaac. And Xavier says, what? Hopefully I got the emotion behind that properly. Haha, working the Three of Diamonds in was brilliant. Oh, well, thank you kindly. Yes, I was like, oh, how can I? So, as I get better and more comfortable with performance, I'm trying to do more of what we call like improvising with tricks. And so this happens a lot more easily, like out in the wild, like in real life. And so I'm trying to work more of that in here. So hopefully that was good. So anyway, Isaac, thank you for the tricks. Yes, you're welcome. Thanks for coming in. Okay, all right. Okay, so let's see. I believe I have said last call. So we're going to go ahead and turn off the queue. So we'll empty out the queue, and then let's see if I can, depending on how I feel, I'll probably add one for a finale, and then we'll go from there. So, well, let's see. Chris M.U. says, feels, oh, I love that you're working that in. Yes, yes. I also love that I'm working that in. And it feels like you're finding your way as your own magician. Yeah, I do want to eventually be known as just not someone who does everybody else's tricks, but can perform and come up with performances on my own. I may not come up with like original tricks on my own, but you know, performances I can. Seems like I'm feeling okay. I can do so. Something that will make me more proud as I, you know, delve deeper into this hobby. All right. So next up, we have the Four Burglars, and I will also perform the classic version of this. Before I themed this as like four people that worked in an office of a software engineering company, but we'll just do the. It's called the Four Robbers because it's just a bank robbery. So we're gonna do a bank robbery. All right, let's see here. Oh, wait, it would be helpful if you guys could see the magic screen. Okay, so we have four jacks here, and these four jacks are our four bank robbers. Let's introduce them. We've got the Jack of Hearts, the Jack of Clubs, the Jack of Diamonds, and the Jack of Spades. The Jack of Spades is the leader, and they've all landed here on top of the roof of the bank being represented by the deck. And so the leader is going to tell all of the other jacks, okay, this first jack's going to go ahead and rob the safety deposit boxes. So they're going to break in. Requires a lot of time. They're going to go first. Second jack is going to go ahead and steal all of the money in all of the cash registers. And then the third one's going to steal what we would consider cartoony money sacks, because clearly money is left in sacks in real banks, for sure. So, and then this Jack of Spades, the leader, he's going to be the lookout on the top. And as the lookout, he's looking for, law enforcement coming. And so, hey, look, he sees the FBI. Oh my God! Hey guys, we got to get out of here. And so what's going to happen is the leader is actually quite a good leader. The organization is spot on. And what they can do is they all travel up to the top of the roof, because after they do their crime, they get away in their helicopter. And there are no other jacks. And that, my friends, is the 4 burglars. Xavier says, "We're going on a bank heist, people! Yeah! People!" So I've seen a couple of variations of this trick, and it's like sometimes the trick ends there and the bad guys win. And then sometimes there's like another trick that's added on in which like the FBI agents end up catching all the bad guys. So it would make the trick longer, but to me it would be just sticking the other trick on. So I'd have to find a way to work that in. But just for purposes of knowing and understanding that trick and where it comes from, that is the 4 burglars. So thank you for the compliments of amazing, Xavier, and thank you for the claps, Gibson Lens, Chris M. Yee. Thank you kindly. Greatly appreciate it. Thanks for everybody being here. I wasn't sure if I was feeling up to streaming tonight, but I was actually thinking, and I'm like, I'm not gonna. So if anybody has seen that statistically I've been streaming on Sunday nights, I probably won't be able to stream next week on Sunday. So I'm gonna think about seeing if I can make it up some other night, but the more likely situation is I'm probably not going to be on. So my apologies, but things come up, and I want to hang out with people now in real life as things open up again. But I do enjoy streaming. This has been fun. It's actually increased the level of my Magic game quite a bit, because having this thing every week is like, hey, I now have to perform for a bunch of people. Don't mess up. So, all right. Let's see here. Oh, hold on. This one is interesting. The Dr. Daly's last trick. We can do a fun poll for this one. So I'm going to set up a poll really quick to allow people to tell me what they're thinking, and then we'll see. So let me see. Okay, which one of these icons is a poll? Manage poll. Okay, here we go. New poll. All right. And so, actually, maybe we can end it on this one because there's some interaction. Okay. All right. Oh, Xavier, thank you for the sub. Greatly appreciate it. So Xavier, I don't know if you know, for everybody who subs, if you would like to sign a card, we're doing card signings for subs. So if you would like, feel free to select a card. Let's see. If you want to have your own card, all the aces are taken, but I think about 2/3 of the other cards are open and empty. So let me know which card you would like me to sign for you. And I'll have to get this right. Xavier CL777. So 6 of clubs. 6 clubs. That has been signed by Tiger Lily 1551. Do you want to share or do you want to be on your own? Let's see, the other black six. The six of spades hasn't been taken. So, diamonds then. Okay, let's see. Six of diamonds. All right, we're clear on that one. So, six of diamonds. All right, cool. Well, thank you for the sub, Xavier. Hopefully you've enjoyed the tricks that I've done tonight. And then also, if your name comes up in a trick, we can refer to you as Xavier doing the trick. Okay, I'm going to be extra careful because I almost messed up somebody else's name, and now I fear messing up writing somebody else's name. Xavier CL777. CL777. All right. Thank you for the sub, Xavier CL777. All right. Excellent. So, you know what? Actually, we're going to do this trick because of Xavier's sub. So normally you do it with the aces, but you know what? We're going to do it with the sixes because we can see Xavier's name for the rest of the trick if we want. So there we go. So this is going to be Dr. Daly's last trick, traditionally done with aces, but today done with sixes. Also, I hope nobody is religious because now we have 6666. Okay, anyway. So this is going to be Dr. Daly's last trick as requested by Xavier, and also we're going to be using the card in which he has just signed. Thank you for the sub. Okay, so as we know, we have our four aces. Sorry. I'm going to start this over mostly because I am so attuned to saying the aces. You know these are sixes, and I know they're sixes now, but so see how ingrained it is? All right. So look, I have these four sixes. I'm going to take it slow. Okay, I have the six of spades. If I drop the six of spades here, that's basically where it goes, right? I mean, now the fact that there's sixes is messing me up a little bit. That's okay. If I drop the six of clubs here, and now the normal question would be, where's the six of clubs? No, sorry, where's the six of spades? So then we would have people do a poll at this point. But I'm going to confess, I didn't do anything. So if I show you, everything's exactly where you expect it to be. Okay. But look, we're going to use these numbers again. And once again, we're going to go ahead and place the cards out. We're going to go ahead and place six of clubs here. And we're going to go ahead, sorry, six of spades, man. Six of clubs is going to go here. And then we'll place the other two cards here. So the important question is, where is the six of spades? Six of spades, not the six of clubs. Six of spades. All right, I've concluded that I'm totally going to do another trick after this. But anyway, I'm going to start the poll. So which position do you think the six... Oh, sorry, I said ace of spades, but just assume it says six of spades. Six of spades is. And we'll go from there. Yeah, so actually something else that is happening that is also going to be good for me being a magician and performing. So I get so wrapped up in doing the tricks like the same way. So actually getting practice doing tricks with different cards will actually help me break this habit, and I should hopefully become a better performer and do these tricks better when I do them again. So thank you for that. Thank you for selecting sixes, and then we're now doing the trick with sixes instead of aces. So, all right, we've got a bunch of people saying that the six of spades is in position 1. We've got somebody thinking it's in position 3. Okay, and nobody thinks it's in 2 or 4. Well, okay, that's great. So let's start with 2 and 4 because nobody guessed those. But so a lot of people would think that it is here in position 1 because that's where I placed it down. That's where you saw me do it the first time, and then now it's here. So let me show you what's under position 2. That is not the six of spades. but a lot of people would think, hey, there were actually two black sixes over here. So if you did say position 1, you'd be incorrect because this is also a red 6. So now we've got position 4 and position 3. And so now the spade should have been on the bottom over here. So whoever guessed 3 would have normally been correct, except that it is not on the bottom because this is actually... Oh no, you were correct. Never mind. I mixed it up myself. So whoever's in position 3, whoever guessed that, you have won. So there we are. The 6 of spades is over here. Well done, whoever guessed that. You win my share of the internet for today. Full disclosure, I don't own any parts of the internet. First time chatter, Penguin Superhero. Welcome in, number 1, and congratulations on winning number 2. So well done. Thank you for voting. Thank you for the request, Xavier. Thank you for the sub. Hopefully you enjoyed that. And yeah, thank you for the claps, Chris M. Yee. Okay, all right. So, because I messed that one up so much, not the actual performance of the trick, but me just saying aces and messing up like clubs and spades, which probably shouldn't happen as a magician, but it did today. So, welcome to real life. Let me perform one that I kind of want to do and end with. Oh, okay, yeah. This one gets requested so little, and I love it so much. And it is a great ender, or finisher. What is this, a fighting game? A finisher. Finish him! So I'm going to go ahead and perform the trick called Dazed. As our final finale. Sorry, as our finale today. Final finale. That's like being extra redundant. Let's see. Before I begin this last trick, I just want to let everybody know that Gibson Lens, my mod, has done a great job today. So if you're not following and you like listening to piano music, he plays piano, a lot of VGM, he plays a lot of his own originals. We're actually doing this thing where one of his originals is super popular, and we're trying to get more musicians to play his song Expanse. So so yeah, let's show some mod love for Gibson Lens. And then as I get ready for this trick here, this trick is called Dazed. And then it's bitten me in the butt before. I'm not going to try and find a raid target until I'm actually ready to raid. So that's just the situation. We're just not going to do that. All right, cool. Excelente. All right, guys. Here we have Dazed. I have this packet of 6 cards. We have a 6 of diamonds. We have a Queen of clubs. And we have 4 other cards. Now, if I show you these, they don't look anything weird on this side, but if I flip over the whole packet, you might see there is something weird because they're all backs, except for maybe this one. This one is a blank card, so it's like got a back and then it's blank on the front. I know, super weird. But look, if I have these 3 double backers, this particular trick illustrates the strange property of all of these cards. Because look, if I go ahead and I wave these cards over the 6 of diamonds, it doesn't just reflect the 6 of diamonds, but actually all of the cards in the stack have become a 6 of diamonds. I know. Super weird, right? However, if I go ahead and I take this and I place it over the queen, also super weird. Some people would say when they're performing this trick, hey look, the Queen of clubs has hopped up to the top. that's not actually what happens. What has happened is all of the cards have turned into Queen of Clubs. I know. Super weird, right? But we have this blank card. So what would happen if I was to take this blank card and place it here? If I turn it over, some people would just say, oh, I just turned over a blank card. But no, no, no. As I said, the strange property of this deck, or this packet of cards, all of the cards are now blank. Super weird, right? I know some people are like super suspicious and they're like, I just want to see the backs. And of course, I can show you that all of the backs are just normal backs. And so that's strange, but hopefully you are dazed because that is the intended effect of this trick. Let's see. Thank you for the emotes, Xavier. Hype! Thank you for the claps. Chris M. Yee. Xavier. Gibson Lens. First time chat from viewer. IDK Peen. Great trick. Hey, thanks for... I don't know if you're lurking, but I assume that at least you saw that trick. So thanks for coming in, IDK Peen. Oh, first time chat. The Trek Nerd. Hey, welcome in, IDK Peen and the Trek Nerd. Not dazed, but it did die, then come back to life. That's great. That is great. Oh, man. Thank you for coming in. Thank you for chatting. I appreciate interacting with you guys. So, anyway, that was the finale for today. That wraps up what I would call a pretty good Magic stream today. So, I got a lot of good practice. And sure, I messed up a couple of times, but I was able to successfully do it right after. Unfortunately, no boss tricks, but that's okay. I'll continuously try and add some more tricks so that I can get tripped up. But anyway, thank you very much for everybody who's been here. Let's look to see somebody to raid. Historically, I've raided musicians, mostly because a lot of my Twitch friends are musicians, and I feel comfortable, raiding some of my friends. But let's see here. And if anybody has any suggestions, I'm down for hearing some suggestions. I'm not sure if I will take them, but we will see. All right, I got a couple in mind. Let me see what one of them is doing. Okay, and then also, let me just make sure, let's see who I've rated before and not. Okay. All right. Cool. All right. If everybody is okay with it, I think we're going to be streaming. Sorry, not streaming. Of course, I've just streamed. Sometimes a lot of my Twitch friends are saying, let's raid the person that we are in. But let's see. I'm going to raid Nala Tanuki if everybody's okay with that. So here we go. But anyway, thank you very much for everybody who's stopped in. Thank you for the lurkers. Thank you for everybody who's requested anything. Thank you for the raid, Isaac. Thank you for the resub, Chris M.E. And thank you for the sub, Xavier. So thank you guys very much. Totally appreciate it. And then thank you for anybody who's followed today. Oh, yes, thank you for the raid calls. I haven't yet done a sub raid because I don't feel like I have too many subscribers. But yeah, so let's go ahead and hopefully I spelled this right. Nala Tanuki. Okay, there we go. All right, so she is a piano player, but also does art on stream and has also done a cooking stream. And so we're gonna raid over to her. She's also a pretty newly affiliated streamer as well. She is also practicing, trying to get better at sight reading and playing piano on stream. So I would totally recommend anybody to just listen. But if you like watching me struggle with like learning or remembering how to do tricks, it's like please encourage the people who are trying to create and trying to do their best, and like so. Also, Nala Tanuki has been she's been a supporter of the stream. She's hopped in and she's watched a few and donated bits before as well. So let's all give Nala Tanuki a warm welcome. All right, everybody. Thank you very much. Good seeing everybody. You have a glorious day. See ya. Have to remember to stop streaming.